Like, I don't wait till the drop top. We find the lick. We out in these streets looking this way. They want to get some. There's salt.
And a purple Bronco pulls up with the back lights of it.
Visible behind stuff that is white. So you can't see it in front of the truck. Except it's been there the whole time. Difference when you're moving really fast, if you like cement and have an offshoot of like stuff on the ground that is harder and more condensed like glass. That's what Joe Rogan saw on the beach when everything was blowing up. But if they're in distinct shapes like puzzle pieces. He was trying not to have one of his plays get cut out.
Oh, baby girl said, come here.
This is not the circus, but he's looking for an elephant. He's about to find an elephant or something. Same thing, but just a bit different. Hey, come on. Tapped up. To notice both panels that were on diagonals of a mirror would be no different than you being outside of it versus the mirror on the inside that couldn't get wherever the mirror was not placed. The opposite is the same about the dead ends if the panels were flat, but the panels were a thing that were blocking the passage, so that's no different than the mirror being just inside of the face in the mirror, because it's an inanimate object blocking something. Mainly it from getting out, but that's why the movie in The Ring is so special, how the girl was able to go through any TV screen versus anything that was like a round ring like the sink. See what real cloth is versus glass? It's the same but a bit different, but it's straight on. The illusionary angle of two pieces of glass are flat, even though they look curved. But on the diagonal they can look different. Flat glass, an illusion. If you could forensic files most accurately any shoot, which one would you want to do? Because the impression that goes is going to be so unique that it would be equal to seeing a whole bunch of things. If it was breaking glass all across the land, you'd be able to see what footsteps was doing it, especially if you saw a blast point, which would just be where it got shot off first, and that's probably gang all day, and that's probably what the rockets are doing. When they're hypersonic, they're just having the projectiles in the middle be these really crazy bullets that could be like the size of an anchor but all metal and just decked out as a statue or a different shape. Yeah, theater. And if you want to put a picture on your phone and then have it be on a reflection, I had like this fire on the street and it was just like a mirror and it was by accident. And if you had that on different posts, it would actually be like, you could put the picture of the thing right there and put a bird's eye view. Or you could put a picture of the phone reflect there and have the picture of it right next to it and build off that. And so whatever season it is, you could always, if you think that would make a great photo for Easter or Christmas, have anything out that would resemble whoever you want to put there and make it look. It was an early one, then just deck out the set with other things that could then equal in an Easter thing. And you can actually just get a whole bunch of Easter things if it's actually a thing. Just like if you can create a Christmas tree, that would give everyone free energy. If it got lit once a year, is an actual thing, putting that inside like a postcard or a Christmas card. If you had a backdrop that looked like it could be one. So if there was a giant ball like the size of Sonic, but it was just spinning and hitting stuff on the ground, going 100 miles per hour while spinning, it would make glass wherever you hit giant impacts. And it would be like a giant streaks of like all this different roading. Just if the road got hit and it was a hard piece of glass, that's what Thor's bridge was. And so if you have all these ricochets in different places, it's just like a bullet hitting off stuff, or bowling. If the Transformers shot these bullets and they're hitting the ground, that's what the ricochets you would see. And this could all get started just from like signs up were new widely signs got posted and they're new, and that same day everything weird happened and they took out people, that would be a scary movie. But if it was all for the reason that Transformers were coming, now you've got 2 movies in one, an action horror. If you're doing an Easter picture, it could be a photo with someone if you had to set up anywhere, and this is what a small thing could do if it was actually marketed in a value, like on a cruise ship where they all take your picture on a cruise, but it could be for any different holiday, especially if it was Easter. And so what a ball does when it hits another one is a kinematic reaction, and if they're in a straight line and they stay in a straight line, it's the same as having a really cool sculpture that's made out of cement and pressed in and around be as a bullet if it was coming out of a Transformer's hand, and the Transformer was like the size of a dinosaur. And so that would turn into is a different thing for a Transformer to shoot stuff out, and the different lanes that it hit around, it would look like different architecture that are on the highway, but just more refined as like small ricochets.